Hello everyone, Alyan here with the special guest Mr. Nachum, our Trailblazer in active leadership and coaching, life coaching with over 35 years in management and education, and our dedicated active and life coaching. Mr. Katz is a beacon of knowledge and inspiration. He is renowned globally for his transformative approach and has significantly impacted various organizations and individuals, specializing in building winning teams, developing leadership skills, and crafting innovative solutions to prevent career and resolve. An inspiration motivational speaker and a creative workshop facilitator, Mr. Kurtz motivate people, sharp vision, and impact change. Welcome, Mr. Nakum. How are you?
Thank you very much. I'm blushing. You say so many good things about me. You raise the bar.
Thank you so much. So first of all, I am very thankful to you for giving me a precious and valuable time for the interview. Thank you so much for coming.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you so much. Okay, so before moving on a question, can you please introduce yourself?
Yes. First of all, I want to congratulate you. You're a young man, and you prepared amazingly meticulous questions, and so you're very serious in what you do, and that's very beautiful. So you're on a wonderful path, and you don't need coaching. You're exempt. You can go have fun. So my name is Nachum Katz. I was born in Romania. My family lost many members in the Holocaust, and it took a long time for us to come to Israel. My mother fought against the regime and fought for our right to come to Israel to have a new life. And after 14 years of fighting, she was able to bring us to Israel, where I can say that we started a new life. This is where I built my life, my home, my family. I am married to the love of my life from childhood, and we have two daughters and four grandkids, which we love dearly. And I have done many things in my life, but always I loved helping people. I loved learning. That's the big love of my life. And I love people and new countries, new places. So for me, every new street is a new adventure, and I love that.
And thank you so much for this wonderful introduction, sir. Okay, so my first question in your screen: early inspiration. What motivated you to pursue a career in personal and business coaching?
Well, uh, that's a good question. I first of all, I had a long leadership career. I spent 22 years in the military. I left the army, the Israeli army, with the rank of colonel. So I spent a lot of time there, and I was quite unique in the military also because of my human attitude to my soldiers, to my subordinates, but also to other people impacted by army, even in war situations. And I I held many managerial positions, so there was a lot of different experiences in my life. I always loved to develop people and help people, but to become a coach, I only became a coach like 12, 13 years ago. And to become a coach there was no specific inspiration to become a coach, but I always had a very strong will to do good, to change people's lives, and possibly because of the Holocaust history and all of that, I have a very strong urge to leave good footprints on this earth. And so there is no better profession than coaching in order to do that. But instead of inspiration, my wife suggested me many times, and one time I did listen to her, and then and so I became a coach.
Okay, so challenges overcame. Can you share a significant challenge you faced in your career and how you overcame it?
Mhm. Well, I had a lot of challenges in my career. My life, and when you say career, you mean my general career, or you want to be specific in coaching?
Anyone?
Okay, okay. So I had, thank you. So I had a lot of challenges in my life. Life did, I'm not complaining, but life did not come easy for me. It didn't just happen, and it didn't come as a gift, ready to do gift. I had to work hard, and I always felt, because of my personal history, that I wanted to be the best in what I do. So I was gifted with stamina, with grit, that persistence, that when you want to do something, you go all the way. It is not to say that in all the things I went all the way and I always was the best. That's not true at all. But when I faced a lot of hardship, and when I look back, some of the things that helped me overcome was partnering with someone, trusting people, trusting myself, and really perseverance. Just go, 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 go until you get it. Although there are some places sometimes where you need to know when to stop. So it's, if you know the cartoons, never give up, the little baby that never gives up and goes, goes, goes. No. Sometimes you have to know when to stop, and you have to know that if you tried enough and it's not working, maybe you need to change either the tactics or the goal. And so in some things you can't do. So these are the things that have helped me to overcome, and there are many, many examples to that in my life.
That's great. Okay, sir. So, success metrics. How do you measure success in your coaching and mentoring work?
You can be a good coach because coaches have to ask difficult questions, and you know how to ask a question. That's very nice of you. How do you measure metrics in coaching? It's really, I think that if my client, in the first place, if my client has grown from the place where we met to the place where we part, which usually I would want it to be a short time. So that's the difference between coaching and other professions. That in coaching, you don't want to have a long process. You want to have a concise, quick process, not hurry, but a quick process where somebody makes a goal, creates a goal, and you achieve it. So when the client says or feels or knows that he achieved his goals, it's my success. And the second success is uh, if my client and I have grown through the experience. So even with this little interview with you, if I grow at the end of it and I say, wow, I met a young man, a very impressive young man, and I learned, for example, I learned how meticulously you prepared very careful questions. Now, you might have copied them from some place or something. It doesn't look like. It looks like you put quite a lot of work in your questions. And so I grow from that when I see that a young man, 15-year-old, is preparing so seriously. I grow as well. So if I grow and you grow, then this interview is a success. The same it is with coaching.
All right, sir. Okay, sir. So, client transformation. Can you share a memorable story where your guidance significantly impact a client life or business?
Again, there are many, many stories because I had hundreds and hundreds of clients. Um, and the issue with the coaching is that you don't have permission to share what goes on within the walls. But if I respect the privacy of the client, and I can give you many examples, but I'll give you one example of one young man who who I coached for maybe 6 months or so, and he used to play a double game and a non-honest game. So he worked in two different positions because he needed money. So he worked one job and then he worked another job. And he used to constantly play between the jobs, not doing any of them properly. He was late in this job and he said that he's in the other job. He was early or late in this job or didn't show up and he said that he's in the other job, or something like that. And so he was not true to himself, and he found that his career is stuck because he was not dedicated fully to one thing. You can do two things, but honestly, and split your attention accordingly. So we worked a lot about on his integrity, on his honesty, on his playing one game, clear game. That's okay to have two jobs. That's okay to have five jobs, but say the truth everywhere. Don't play around. And I remember one day that he really, really understood. It was like the sky has fallen on his head because he all of a sudden saw the light. He understood something. He calls me one day from the road. It was not during our sessions. He called me from the road and he said that he was stuck with his car. And the reason he was stuck with his car is because of this attitude. He was playing. He had to take care of it, but he didn't take care of it. He said to his wife this, and then at work he said that, and he didn't take the car, and then he got stuck. And then I said, well, here's your lesson. And what do you learn from it? And what he learned from it is to play one game, clear game. If your car, you can't fool the car. You can fool people. You can't fool the car. If you don't take care of the car, you're stuck. And there are many other examples, but his life changed completely. That's what he says. I don't say that. He's calling me we finished coaching him maybe 8 years ago or more, something like that. He calls me twice a year, blessing me for changing his life. So who am I to argue with him?
Wonderful, sir. Okay, so adapting strategies. How do you tailor your coaching strategies to fit different individual needs or business type?
So this again is a good question. You cannot come to coaching. Coaching is different. There's a big difference between coaching, mentoring, therapy, and counseling. In coaching, you come as a thinking partner together. You think together. So you don't come with tools and put them on the head of your client. You don't come with ready solutions or with immediate solutions and put them in the lap of the client. You have to help him tailor his own results, his own solutions. Are you there? Because you disappeared from the camera. Yeah, you okay? Um, and so the way to tailor your solutions, your help, is to listen very carefully to make sure, first of all, that there is an agreement, that there's a coaching request, that the request is clear, and that the client is coachable. There's a term in coaching that is called coachability. So, for example, if we're talking about a subject and everything that I'm trying to tell you, you will say, "Oh, Nachum, I know that. Yeah, Nachum, no, I know that. No, I tried that. I don't want to try it." Then it's impossible to coach you. If you're willing to try, if you're curious, and I'm curious, but if you're curious, you're willing to try, You want to listen. And if I am smart enough to listen well enough to you, then I will be able to direct you into the path of you finding yourself a solution, and which is different from consulting, where I tell you what to do, from mentoring, again, that I tell you what to do because I was there, or from therapy, that I listen and I help you to develop something. It is really a thinking partner that helps the other side find his own solutions. My solutions are not good for you. They might be good for me, but they're not good enough for you. Let's say, for example, that you want to become a marathon runner. And you ask me, Nachum, I heard that you are creating wonderful marathon runners. I want to be a marathon runner in 3 months. So I will tell you, well, Alyan, from now on, from tonight, you eat only carrots, and 4 o'clock in the morning tomorrow and every day in the following 3 months, we will meet at 4 a.m., 20 kilograms on your back, and we will run from 4 a.m. to 12 noon. And you'll be an excellent marathon runner. That might be a wonderful idea. Sounds like a tough program, but it might be a very wonderful idea. But what if you're allergic to carrots? What if you have a back problem and you can't put kilograms on your back? What if your mother don't allow you to wake up at 4? She wants you to wake up at 7 and go to school, etc., etc., etc. So my plan might be a very professional, very good plan, but if it is not tailored to you, if it's not coming from you, so if you, by talking with me, you will come to the decision, you know what? I understand that I need to change my diet, and from now on, I'm going to eat carrots, but I'm going to eat kohlrabi or carrots. Then the chances of you applying that are much better than if I tell you, hey, this is what you have to do. So you have to listen, you have to make sure that people are coachable, and then there's a wide arsenal of tools, of methods, etc., that I can take from here, from there, and offer, but I will not offer something unless we were thinking about it together. So more exactly, if you come up with the solution that I helped you to see. I hope that I did answer your question.
Wonderful answer, sir. Okay, so leadership
Thank you.
philosophy. Welcome. Leadership philosophy. What is your core philosophy when it comes to leadership and management?
First, I am very keen and I like very much a very old theory. It's a model that was developed in the 60s, in the 50s, 60s by a man named Maslow. And he developed a pyramid of needs. So you cannot ask somebody to be a leader or to be a full person or to develop his full potential if they don't have the basic conditions. So Maslow's pyramid of needs talks about the um, the need to be fed, the need to be secure, the need to have a family or a place or good conditions, and slowly you move on that ladder until you get to the meaning. And we all want meaningful lives. So my way of leadership, I believe very much in that, and I believe very much in transformational leadership. A leader should be somebody that is not a leader because he's strong and he's loud. A leader should be a leader because people want to follow him. So the true leadership is the leadership that one has an emotional strong connection to the people who he leads. You cannot lead if you don't connect emotionally to somebody, to the people you want to lead. So one is an emotional connection. Then there has to be a continuous development. You have to develop your people. It's not about you, it's about them. It's not about telling them what to do, how to do, when to do. It's about empowering them to do what is right and what is good, and to understand what's good and right and how to do things, and teaching them and mentor them and help them. And so it's about caring about people. It's about being direct. If somebody does something ugly or bad or not satisfactory, you have to tell him, but you have to care first. You have to connect emotionally first, and you have to demand. You have a high standard of demands. At the same time, challenge your people intellectually, but connect emotionally strongly, and deal or invest in relationships. In the end, even the most successful leaderships is not what we think is somebody, a leader with a big Napoleon hat on a horse. It's somebody who knows how to develop leadership, how to develop friendships, how to develop relationships and maintain them, and how to create that spark that people want to be like him, want to follow him.
Amazing, wonderful, sir. Okay, so my last question is legacy and contribution. How do you want to remember in terms of contribution to this field?
Well, that's a good question. I'm trying to leave footprints on this earth, and to make a better earth and a better land and a better society behind me. And we have a lot to improve, especially today. As you know, Israel is in a war, in an ugly war, and a lot of people are suffering. We suffer, others are suffering. As a coach and as a human being, I would want to be remembered as somebody who cares, as somebody who always was willing to help and go the extra mile. I would want to be remembered as somebody who is kind, thoughtful, and thinking of other people more than he thinks about himself. It's leadership and coaching, and it's not about me. It's about the impact that you leave. So we have a saying, a proverb in the scriptures, in the Jewish scriptures, there's a saying that as long as you live, there is hope. So as long as you and I are alive, we can fix things between us. I can ask forgiveness, you can forgive me, I can do good stuff, bad stuff. As long as we are alive, there is hope. When we're not alive, there is no hope. But when we are not alive anymore, there's one more thing that remains. Remain your children, your grandchildren, and your legacy. Your legacy is your work. So I would want to leave a book behind me, knowledge, but mostly, look, in a few generations, nobody will know who Nachum Katz is, and nobody might know who Alyan Fiverwala is. But if you will be able to leave a legacy of something that people want to have, want to look at, want to read again, want to watch the movie or this interview or something, then we have accomplished something. And I hope that this is the way that I will be remembered.
Wonderful, sir. That's awesome. Okay, sir. So again, very thankful to you to giving me your precious and valuable time for the interview. I hope everybody also learned something new with your talk, with your speech. Thank you so much, sir, for coming.
Inshallah. Thank you very much, and see you soon. Shukriya. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
You take care. Bye
2 years
bye.
completed at Rayhan Foundation. Journey of Mahtab Khan Tanauli, a beacon of empowerment and change. For 2 remarkable years, Mahtab has been the guiding force behind the Rayhan Foundation, igniting positive transformations in the lives she touches. As fellowship manager, Mahtab nurtures the dreams of Rayhan Alawalas. 2 years of Mahtab's unwavering commitment to making